All right, as we move into this world of remote teaching, I wanted to share with you a little bit about Google Forms and how they can be used for assessment. So I've created a form with a lot of different types of questions. If you've never created a Google form just out of your Google Drive, there's an option under New, and you have to go down to More, but it says Google Forms. That'll take you into forms, and forms are pretty straightforward. There's a bunch of different question types, and you can add a question with the plus sign. So maybe I'll ask last name. And what's interesting with some of the questions, so if I put in last name, you'll see that it actually changed the question type automatically to short answer because it knows that that's probably going to be a short answer style question. But there's a lot of different question types in here, including multiple choice and checkboxes, drop downs. You can have files uploaded. You can have scale questions. So we'll take a look at all of these in just a few minutes. So the first question I have here, how are you feeling right now? If you want to check in with your students, this is a great way to do it. It's a very simple question. And for your English language learners, you can actually add images in here. So if I wanted for option 4 to just put in strange, what I can also do is I can use this add image button. And if I have an image, I can use my camera and actually use the webcam on my camera, and I can be in the photo if I wanted to. I can use it by URL, search my Google Drive, or I can do a Google image search. And so let's just see what happens if we search for strange. And there's not necessarily a great one of these. So we might need to look for, here, we'll do this. We'll use this guy. And you'll see that image will just come in right here, and it'll be added for a question. Now I can use an image also as the question, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Now, how comfortable do you feel remote teaching? This would be a scale question. So on a scale of 1 to 5, you can change those scales as well, and you can label them. So not good, I'm an ace. And you'll see that those responses would end up here. And you can also change the scale as well. They're checkbox questions. Now, checkbox questions are really interesting. They're like multiple choice, but multiple choice will create a pie graph. Checkboxes will create a version of a bar graph. And you have some abilities in here where you can, under response validation, you can have a requirement. You have to select at least 2 responses, or at most 2 responses, or exactly 2 responses. And so you have some freedom to kind of really refine on what you're asking people. You know, if I want you to check all of these, I could actually require that you check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options. You can also use dates and have a date question. So what day do you think the shelter in place is going to end? And students would respond here with a date. Now I can ask for URL links, and so students can submit a URL link to a place. Here's another example of using that image. And if you see the image, this image is actually in the question. So this angle appears to be, I uploaded the image, and your options now of right angle, acute angle, and obtuse angle are all the response areas. You can use section breaks down here, and those will separate your Google form into different sections. So when you see this as a student, this will be part 2. And I just want you to use this video clip. So I have a video I've embedded in here to help answer the following questions. So you can do an analysis of this video and have a paragraph response. What's the best advice in this video that you've gotten? And ask students to use evidence from the video. The other thing you can do is you can ask students to upload things. Now, uploading is a little challenging sometimes because they have to have a file, right? So if you use a Google Doc, well, here, let's take a look. I'll show you. So this form, as a student, I would come in, I'd fill this out. Padway, how am I feeling? I'm feeling a little bit strange right now. I feel great remote teaching. All I've really been doing is work and a little bit of personal time. I think that this lockdown is going to end, they say April 7th, but I think it's going to be June 7th. And I can share a link to something that inspires me. I saw this earlier today, and this choir, that has been very inspirational. So I'll actually copy and paste that URL link. I believe this to be an acute angle, and you can see that section break now in my questions. So when I go to next, now I have the video clip. I can play this video clip directly in here. The best advice is garbage bags are for garbage. And now you'll see that make a response and upload it. So I can upload a file, and here's my choices. I have an option to upload things that exist in my drive or files from my computer. So if I wanted to, I could take a photo on my phone and put it in my Google Drive, and I could add that directly in, or I could upload a document that I have. So if I wanted to select files on my computer, I could actually upload. I'll just upload a link to the screencast here. And you'll see it goes in as an image, and we can go ahead and upload it. Now for the teacher, whoops, let me go ahead and finish the submit button. So now as the teacher, you'll see over here I have 2 responses that have been turned in. And I can look at these as an individual, so for each individual who responded, or I could see a summary. And so with this summary, I get these cool graphs. So both people who submitted happen to have the same name. I'm not really sure why Google Forms is now asking that name question in a graph, but it's strange. Multiple choice, I've got my pie graphs, the scale questions, and the checkboxes. I have some types of bar graphs. I have all my dates that'll appear in here. And then students sharing a link to something. Now, again, you can't really see these responses here, so I'll show you where you can find those in a little bit. The other thing I have is I have the links to those images. So if I wanted to take a look and see what was submitted, I could click on it and it would open it up for me. Now, the last thing that you need to know about Google Forms is everything ends up on a spreadsheet as well. And if you're collecting URL links, this is where you're going to need to get them from students, is on the spreadsheet. And you can see I have that link right here that I can click directly into. It also breaks down all of your responses by submission. And I have a whole bunch of tutorials I'll link at bit.ly/sheetshappen to work through all the spreadsheet stuff. Anyway, good luck, everybody.